Hello everyone, welcome to English second paper class of Academic English brought to you by this virtual platform. I hope and believe that all of you are doing fine by the grace of Almighty. This is Simi Dango, lecturer in English, St. Gregory's High School and College. Dear boys, in our previous lesson we have been discussing about right form of verbs. Actually, in several classes we have discussed the same topic, and today we will start a new topic. Dear boys, I have divided this lesson in two parts. In first part, we will exercise some sentences on the basis of right form of verbs, and in next part, we will discuss about tag questions. So before going in details about tag question, let's practice some sentences on the basis of right form of verbs. So the first example we have, all men dash be present. So dear boys, we all know that when we have all in our sentence, then we usually use plural verb. So the answer is all men were or are present. So here we have another example. All that glitters dash be not gold. So notice here, after all, we usually use plural verb. But it is absolutely fine to use a singular verb after proverbial word. Okay, here you see, all that glitters is not gold. So this sentence is a proverb or proverbial word. So we have used a singular verb here. Okay, very easy. So the next one, 5 miles dash be a long distance. Okay, so to mean quantity, length or distance, it's fine to use singular verb, and we are always instructed to do that. So the answer will be 5 miles is a long distance. So we are talking about distance, so that we have used a singular verb. Okay, in the same way we have another example, $100 dash be my cash. Okay, here we will use singular verb. Okay, $100 is my cash. Okay, next one, without dash no, I will not condemn her. So dear boys, the verb after preposition always takes ing form. Okay, if we have a verb after preposition, then we have to use ing form of that verb. For example, without knowing, I will not condemn her. Okay, without going there, I will not know anything. So like this way. So the next one, Tisha always dash feel tension. Okay, so the answer will be Tisha always feels tension, as we have always here. And we all know that we have already discussed that rules. If we have always, every day, sometimes, often, regularly, daily, generally, this type of words in our sentence, then the verb will be in present indefinite tense. The form of the verb will be in present indefinite tense. Okay, so the next one, she dash walk on the road every day. So dear boys, here we have every day. So the answer will be she walks on the road every day. Okay. Next, to are dash be human. So here we have infinitive. Okay. To make you better understand, I'm telling you one thing, dear boys, if we have phrase, infinitive or gerund as a subject of noun phrase, then we have to use singular verb in that sentence. So dear boys, I'm repeating again. If we have phrase, infinitive, gerund as the subject of noun phrase, then we have to use singular verb in that sentence. Okay, So the answer will be to err is human. Next, that Milton was a great poet. Okay, this is a phrase. You can see that Milton was a great poet, and this phrase is using as a noun. So this is the subject of noun phrase. So we will use singular verb here. That Milton was a great poet is known to all. Next, we have gerund here. You can see swimming. We all know that when verb plus ing performs the function of a noun, then it is called gerund. And this gerund is subject here, subject of noun phrase. So the verb will be singular in number. Okay. Swimming is a good exercise. So the answer will be swimming is a good exercise. So here we have some other exercises. The sky dash be blue. So dear boys, this is a universal truth, and we all know that universal truth is always written in present indefinite tense. The sky is blue. So here we have another universal truth. The earth dash move round the sun. Okay, so here we also write this sentence in present indefinite tense. The earth moves around the sun, as this is also a universal truth. So here we have another sentence. She dash arrived last night. So last night is a past indicating word, and we all know that when we have last night, yesterday, this type of words in our sentence, then the sentence will be written in past indefinite tense. Okay, she arrived last night. Okay, I dash met him yesterday. As we have yesterday here, the sentence will be written in past indefinite tense. I met him yesterday. Okay, so it is time you dash the room. Dear boys, you must be known about this term when we have it is time or it's high time in our sentence. The verb will be written in past indefinite tense. Dear boys, you must be known about these rules that when we have it is time or it is high time in our sentence, the verb will be in V2 form. I mean, the verb will be in past form. Although it looks like a past sentence, actually it gives the present meaning. It is time you left the room. Okay, so here we have it is time, so that we have written the verb in V2 form, okay, or past form. Next, it is high time dash go there. I already mentioned that when we have it is time or it is high time in our sentence, then we have to write down past form of verb. So the answer will be it is high time, uh, it is high time we went there. Okay. Okay, next. So, I wish I dash swim. So, dear boys, if the sentence starts with uh, the word like this, I wish or I fancy, and we have some words like as if, as though in the middle of the sentence, then the next part of the sentence will be always in past indefinite tense. So, the answer will be I wish I could swim. Next. I wish today dash Friday. So I already mentioned that if the sentence start with the phrase I wish and the next part of the sentence will be in past indefinite tense. Okay, I wish today were Friday. Okay, next, I fancy I dash a trifle pale. Okay, remember the next part will be in past indefinite tense. Okay, I fancy I turned a triple pale. You see, I fancy. This is the first clause, and the next clause is I turned a triple pale. Okay, this is in past indefinite tense. Next, he speaks as if or as though he dash mad. Okay, he speaks as if. Here we have as if or as though. This is very common in your exam. In any type of exam, this is very common and this is very easy. Okay, this question is very common and the answer is very easy. The first part, here we have he speaks, and here we have as if or as though. The next part will be in past indefinite tense. He speaks as if or as though he were man. Okay. So dear boys, now let's move to tag question. Tag question is a very common topic in English second paper syllabus, and you are already known about this topic. Maybe you have got this topic in class 8 also. So today we will discuss tag question. So what is tag question? A tag question refers to a declarative or an imperative statement entailing a question tag, also known as question tail, as an interrogative fragment that turns the statement into a question. So dear boys, this tag question is also uh, called question tag, or you can say tail question. So for example, we can see in this sentence, you are John, aren't you? So notice here the statement you are John is turned into a question by the tag aren't you? We can add a question text like isn't it, can you, or didn't they to a statement to make it into a question. Question tags or tag questions are more common in speaking than writing. We often use question tags or tag question when we expect the listener to agree with our statement. For example, here you see, you are John, aren't you? Here we are asking John to agree with the speaker. So dear boys, tag questions are being asked to the listener to agree with the statement. Okay. So dear boys, here we have some points to be noted. That means here we have a very simple structure of tag question. So in tag question, we usually have given sentence, and after that we have comma, and we have to write down auxiliary verb according to the number, person or tense. And if the sentence is a negative sentence, then we have to write down the tag question in affirmative form, and of course we have to write down the question in contracted form. And if we have affirmative sentence, then we have to write down the negative tag question, and of course in contracted form. And after that we have to write down the pronoun of the subject, and then we have, and after that note of interrogation will be given. Okay, now let's check the example. So Russell is a student. This is given sentence, and after that, isn't he? So is auxiliary verb here according to the number, person and tense. As Russell is third person singular number, and this sentence is in present indefinite tense, so we have written isn't. Okay, and we have written pronoun he according to the subject Russell. So Russell is a student, isn't he? Okay, next. Russell doesn't play, does he? So dear boys, here we have a negative sentence as our given sentence. Now we have to write down the affirmative tag question. Okay, so Russell doesn't play. So the tag question will be does he? Okay, next. So here, as number one, we have sometimes there is no auxiliary verb already in the statement. For example, when the verb in the statement is present simple or past simple and is positive, here we use don't, doesn't, and didn't. Okay? Usually, you see here, Jenny eats cheese, and this sentence is present indefinite tense. And in present indefinite tense, we usually use the auxiliary verbs like do, does. And in negative form or contracted form, we use do not, does not, don't, doesn't. So here, Jenny eats cheese. So the tag question will be Jenny is third person singular number, and this is present indefinite tense. So we will write down the negative form, negative tag question. So we will write down doesn't she? Okay, I said that already. So dear boys, here you can see that the sentence is written in past tense, past indefinite tense. And we all know that in past tense we use the auxiliary verb did. So as the sentence is in affirmative form, we have to write down negative tag question. So we will write down I said that already, didn't I? Next. So in number 2, here we have if there is an auxiliary verb in the statement, we use it to form the question tag or tag question. Very easy. When we have some auxiliary verbs in our sentence, then we will use the auxiliary verb to make it tag question or question tag. Okay, for example, he is a student. So here we have an auxiliary verb is. So now we will make the negative tag question. Isn't he? Right. Okay. You will go. Won't you? Right. So in the same way, we have some other examples here. Let's analyze it. Boys, here you can see, I don't need to finish this today. Do I? As this sentence is written in present indefinite tense and we have auxiliary verbs here already. So this sentence is negative. So we will write down the affirmative tag question. I don't need to finish this today. Do I? James is working on that, isn't he? So, dear boys, here you can see the auxiliary verb is used here. So, we will make it negative tag question. We will make negative tag question for it. Okay? James is working on that, isn't he? The phone didn't ring, did it? So as the sentence is past indefinite tense, we have used here didn't to make it negative. Okay, now we will use here positive tag question or affirmative tag question. The phone didn't ring, did it? It was raining that day, wasn't it? So uh, your mom hadn't met him before. Okay, so had is auxiliary here. Had she? Okay, dear. So dear boys, to make our task easy, here I have given you some contracted forms. Okay, so I request you all to go through to all these contracted forms. As you know the contracted forms, I'm not telling you one by one. So I ask you all to go through and check this out. Okay, the next. Okay, here also we have some contracted forms. Okay, here also we have some other negative contracted forms of different auxiliaries. These are very important for you all, as these are a little bit patchy. So I will ask you all to go through all these contracted forms of different auxiliaries. So that's the end of today's lesson. In our next lesson, we will practice some tag questions and we will go through to some other rules and some exception points and some other things about tag questions. So dear students, as I'm taking your class in virtual platform, it's very natural to have some difficulties while watching this video. If you find any problems while watching this video, feel free to ask me. I will be there for you always to help you. So dear boys, that's the end of today's lesson. Take care of your health, and thanks so much for watching this class very patiently and being so wonderful in my class. Thanks so much.